Morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you may be watching or listening to us from. My name is AyoT, and you are watching the Naija FC Podcast, where we bring you our raw, honest, unfiltered opinions on all the hottest and latest topics in the world of Nigerian football. And boy, do I have a show for you today. We have a lot to discuss. As you guys know, I wasn't here last week because I took some time off to spend with family and also to relax and re-energize for the new season. The Super Falcons of Nigeria won the AFCON 2024. You can get your merchandise on our website, eaglestrackershop.com. Fantastic win for the national team. Let me also sway away from football and take congratulations to the Tigers for winning the 5th Afro basket in a row. Fantastic. Our women just dominate African basketball. Fantastic one. We're going to talk about some transfers that have happened. We're going to talk about some players that have not moved yet that we thought were going to move. We're going to talk about some players that have moved and started to get into the flow of things at their new clubs. We'll also talk about some drama, some controversy, because what is a summer of transfers without drama and without a Nigerian player fighting his club? We'll get into that. And of course, the CHAN 2024 kicked off. Super Eagles B, the team of home-based players, are in action. They played their first match against Senegal. How did they do? What are the expectations that we have for them in this tournament? Are they going to win and have a claim at maybe their own prize money from the government? Or are they going to disappoint? Or if they don't win, is it actually disappointing because do we have these expectations for them? All these questions will be answered today on the Naija FC Podcast. So I want to say a big thank you to everyone that's tuned in. Thank you to everyone that is watching on replay. And grab your jersey, grab your bottle of water, your coffee, your tea. If you drink something stronger, grab that as well. And go on this ride with me. It's going to be a fun one. I want to start by just talking about some matches that happened and shouting out two players. I want to say a big congratulations to Gift Monday. She scored the 5th goal of the season, her 5th goal of the season, and helped her team to get a victory over Portland Thorns. She won the Player of the Match award. Of course, Gift Monday was one of the big names that was missing from the AFCON 2024 squad. Hard to criticize now that the team went on to win the tournament, but at the time, it was a real topic of discussion. Shout out to Gift Monday for scoring her 5th goal of the season, winning the Player of the Match award. Of course, a good one for her confidence, and hopefully better things to come for her in the rest of this season. And then also, Cyril Kolawole Desas scored his first goal of the 25-26 season for Rangers in their UEFA Champions League 3rd qualifying round, first leg victory over Victoria Pilsen. He scored from the penalty spot. He also assisted the opening goal. And I watched the game. He just had an all-round, beautiful, good performance. Desas, a lot of people thought might be leaving Rangers, but it seems like he's going to stay. And if he keeps scoring goals, if he keeps playing the way he played today, then he's going to have another very, very good season for them. Of course, Rafiu Durosimi was in action for Victoria Pilsen, but Rangers were just too much quality for the Czech side, and unfortunately, Pilsen fell to a big defeat. Going into the second leg, I don't really see any opportunity for them to come back. Hoping Cyril Desas and Rangers can qualify for the UEFA Champions League. That would only help the number of Nigerian players playing in the Champions League next season. Of course, we want to see our best players playing in the biggest tournament. So shout out to Cyril Desas for that one. Shout out to Cyril Desas for that one. Okay. We also have some transfers that have happened. But before I get into the transfers, I know you guys have been missing me, but I'm sure that you have missed my co-host as well on the Naija FC Podcast. Like, welcome.
Yeah. Thank you again for nice to be back. 2 weeks off, fortnight. We're back again. Back and better, yeah.
Yes. We're back. Yeah. So Smith Layi, let's get into the flow of things. Let's not delay.
Yeah.
Transfers that have happened over the last 2 weeks that we've been off.
Yeah.
Sebastian Osigwe, if you remember him back in the day, was one that was trying to fight for a spot in the Super Eagles, never got the opportunity. Was a bench goalkeeper for FC Lugano in Switzerland. He has now joined AC Bellinzona, still in the Swiss Super League, as the first choice goalkeeper. So he's going to be playing week in, week out now. What do you think about that transfer?
Is he the Challenge Pro or the Super League?
No, he's in the Super League.
Okay,
Yeah.
good for him. Sebastian Sigo is the one that I remember that he was in camp once during NHL's time, but he didn't have the opportunity to play for Nigeria. But it's good for him. Let him prove himself, in the Swiss Superliga, and let's see exactly how it goes. Don't forget that he was part of the team that he nearly crashed. They nearly picked him for the Under 20 World Cup in 2013. That was a
Yeah.
long time ago. So he's not a young player again now. So I think let's. I hope that this is good, very good for him.
Okay, just a quick point of correction. They are actually in the Challenge League, not in the Super League.
Yeah, I was thinking of the
Yes,
Challenge Pro. Yeah,
they're
the
actually
Challenge
in
Pro.
the
Yeah. That's another. With due respect, that's another. It's gonna be hard. It's gonna be hard for the Highlands to consider him. Because Challenge Pro is not as competitive as the Super League. So you never know. But, it's a guy that wants to play the Super League. He said that I remember maybe you interviewed him. I don't know who interviewed him. Was saying, he wants to play in the Bundesliga, but I just think that that is his level. He played one game. Was he against Inter Milan also? That he was there five goals that day. So I was like, and the height too is not really the tallest of the goalkeepers. So I just think that that might just be his level.
Okay. Let's also talk about Joshua Akpudje. He has joined KTP in Finland. Akpudje, can I still call him young? He's not even, he's 27 years of age now. Center back, has played in different countries across Eastern Europe. Has just joined KTP in Finland. I wish him all the best. I hope that things go well for him there. He has already played 2 games for them. Those 2 games were not very good games. In fact, in the second game, he was especially bad in that game. But hopefully things pick up for him, and he's one of the few Nigerian players at any level that is dating a fellow football player.
Yeah.
So for that alone, I'm a fan,
Yeah.
But yeah, Finland, I don't know if you will have anything to say about that.
He's a guy that I cannot call him a journeyman because before he was in Georgia. Was it? I think I played in Georgia before.
Yeah.
I can't lay my hand on. He's a fit guy, but I remember him joining one club. Was in Czech Republic. Before he was player of the month and things like that. But it's just the level of consistency. With him. I remember he was part of. Amara Pabo's under 23 team that failed to qualify for the Olympics too. But for me, I just think that I wish him best of luck. Akpudje tried the best. From MFM. We had high hopes on him to be the next big thing. In Nigerian football. But unfortunately, things are not really actually according to plan. But still, I wish him the very best of luck. If he could get good things from Finland, let's wait and see.
Yeah. Let's see. Also, Muhamed Tijani, 25-year-old striker, has joined Sigma Olomouc in the Czech First Division on loan from Slavia Prague. Of course, he's not a stranger to the Czech Republic. Was playing for Baník Ostrava. He got a move to the Giants, Slavia Praha, but he in 2023, 2024 played 28 games for Slavia Prague, only managed to score 3 goals. So they sent him out on loan to Plymouth Argyle last season. Unfortunately, he got to England, he got injured, ended up playing only 14 matches, scored 2 goals, got 1 assist, not the best return. And then now he's back in the Czech Republic, made his debut, scored on his debut. Sigma Olomouc helped them get a 2-1 victory. Smith Layi, what do you think about this move back in the Czech Republic? And is this a player that Nigerian fans should even care about, or should they just not pay too much attention? What do you think?
I remember your very good friend. They call him. Is it Randy Randa?
Andrew Randa.
Andrew Randa, yeah. He was the as in the
Media officer.
Media officer for the 20 team. Actually went to Poland then. So he called him the new Kanu Wako. So he played like Kanu and everything. I was just laughing, when I saw that interview. But unfortunately, we knew how Kanu played when Kanu actually was that age. But for me, he's not a top level talent. I have to be blunt here. There's nothing to hide about it. I watched him when he moved to Plymouth. He wasn't performing well in Plymouth. So, and my very good friend OJB also actually met him. maybe probably on his way to England there. So I just knew that if it's a 1 year deal, you need to like get like 10 goals, maybe probably 8 to 10 goals for them to like say they want to renew or give you a permanent contract. But for me, I just think that it didn't really do well. Injury wasn't, he was unlucky with injury too in the what's it called in his time in England. So I think that it's back to where it belongs. It's back to where it belongs because I think that Slavia Prague they will be looking to get a top level talent for their UEFA Champions League. So and I don't think that Gary can give them goals, on a regular basis. So I think, he has to like sign him on loan again.
Oh, oh. He has to go on another loan. And hopefully he does well. We're still rooting for him. We wish him all the best and hope that this season is a good one. Maybe, who knows, he can find his way to the championship after this season or so and try to still achieve everything that he wants to achieve in his career. Okay, before we move on, let me just do a quick promo. Guys, if you want to support what we do, but if you're also a betting man, you tend to gamble here and there responsibly, but you do, you can sign up now for 1xBet using our promo code Eagles Tracker. The link is also in the description of this video, so check that out. I'm not encouraging you to gamble, but if you already do and you want to get some benefits like 100% first deposit bonus, and of course want to support our channel, you can sign up on 1xBet using the promo code Eagles Tracker. The link is in the description as well. So yes,
are you going to be giving what's it called, games for people to go and bet too?
That is something that is coming back this season. Now that we have
you used to do that.
Partner. Yes.
Not MPFL.
Very good. But yes, shout out to 1xBet for partnering with ET.
Yeah.
Appreciate them. Okay, let us move forward. Smith Layi, a young player, a Super Eagles player, moved on loan. I'm talking about Benjamin Frederick. Benjamin Frederick moved on loan to FSV Denda or FC Denda. I'm not sure which one it is. On a season-long loan from Brentford. I remember when he got to Super Eagles call-up, I was part of the people that said I didn't think that he had earned it, playing for Brentford B. Yes, I know he's a young talent, but he needs to do more. A lot of people have been playing first team. And now he has taken his talents to Belgium and is playing first team for Denda. How do you feel about this one? And what should we expect? What kind of expectations should Nigerians put on Benjamin Frederick now that he's finally going to be playing first team football in Europe?
For me, I just think that it is to actually play first team football because the pressure of playing for Super Eagles and still going to play academy football in England, I think that it doesn't actually really make sense. So, I watched his game. I think against Standard Liège. I think they drew 1-1 in that game also.
Yeah,
against Standard Liège. Not good performance, not also bad too. I think he played the right wing back for them. In that game. So, I'm happy that he's actually he's back. He's back. Start playing first team football. Like he did when he was in National United. So I think that one will actually will help him. But academy football is different from first team football. So, they were expecting to actually want to step up now. And the position he played when he was in Super Eagles is not what he's playing currently now. So I just think that he will need to, to step up in that area very well. But he needs to go back up and down, the right wing. So for me, I think I just wish him best of luck. He's a talent, and I hope that he can actually improve too.
We hope so. We really do hope so. Rooting for him, wishing him all the best. Another Super Eagles player has moved. I'm talking about Papadaniel. Papadaniel joined MK Celje in the Slovenian top division on a 3-0 deal. Papadaniel, and of course, he made his debut in a 5-0 victory over Olympia. Smith Layi, did you see that? What do you think about his performance? And what again should we expect from Papadaniel now that he's playing in Europe?
At least they will not force him on us again. Now he will now be on level playing ground with other players. Play in the Super Eagles. So if they call Papadaniel from his what's it called again? Is in Croatia?
Yes, Slovenia.
It's in Slovenia. Now if they call him now along ahead of somebody playing in Germany, he will now be able to compete. Why would you call this player? So he's not part of the MPFL quota again. So they will now you will be able to compete now. So for me, I
Mm.
think it's good for him to so start from that. It was once in Turkey before. He failed when he was in Turkey. So it is to to sit tight and what it takes to be a professional. Because for me, the MPFL is not a professional. Premier League, it's not a professional. So for him to be a professional, he needs to actually to work hard and also work on Bradley off the field and everything, which everything actually what aligns together because this is a second chance for him now to do well. And he got this opportunity because he played for Super Eagles.
Mm.
That's the reason why he got that opportunity. That's why
Super
he took the
Eagles,
gamble on him.
Super Eagles
Because
as a marketing to
as
101.
marketing to yes, because if he went to Poland, he failed the trial in Poland before he
Mm.
got this one in Slovenia. So this because he played for Super Eagles, that's the reason why he's here. So he needs to now take that advantage now actually what perform well. I wish him the very best of luck. Good player, but for me, he's not Super Eagles level.
Mm, mm. Okay, I hear that. I didn't watch his debut game, but I'm going to be watching him in 2 days. They are going to be playing Conference League qualifiers
Mm-hmm.
against Lugano. I'll tune in. Hopefully, he gets to play in that one. I'm really keen on seeing how he performs. He's a young player. He's one that a lot of people that support the local league, the MPFL, have been bigging up for a while. One of those players that, like you said, got into the national team, maybe because he was an MPFL player. And now that he's playing in Europe, we can really gauge him and compare him to the other players that are playing in Europe. I hope that he puts his head down and he doesn't get too carried away with social media. And I say this with all due respect to him because I see some of the posts that he has been making on like Snapchat and everything. Yes, you've got to Europe now, but you don't all of a sudden have to start posting Louis Vuitton bag and trying to show us that you are now collecting money and you're now a big
Mm-hmm.
boy. Keep your head down. You've not done anything yet.
Mm-hmm.
And I like players showing off their lifestyle, but it's like you've not started. You already want to be showing us lifestyle.
Mm-hmm.
It is to me, it is a bit like you're putting the cart before the horse.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so I hope that he can lock in. Oimbo girls will still be there in 5 years. Yeah, you don't need to, you don't need to get too excited or get too carried away. When I saw a post on his snap, I was like, okay, I know that you have played Super Eagles, you feel like a big boy. They've given you some match bonuses. Now you've gone to Slovenia, but keep your head down, man. Lock in. Focus on the most important thing. Keep the main thing, and your career will blossom as long as you put in the work and you keep on doing what you're supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
But I'm,
Let me
I'm
just
happy for him. Yeah.
let me just add some few things there. You say it all. If you don't work hard, you will not move forward. That is it too. So if you are hope you work hard, when you work hard, you move forward. If you don't work hard, you can come down. So I just hope that he can settle very well. IoT, I don't know if you are a prophet. What you are touching on, because I know people very close to him. In fact, it's like you know him very well. So if he's honestly, because what you are touching, I don't want to say some few things, but what you are touching on, that is his major problem. This is what they're talking about. That is why other things did not work out. So he needs to work hard and make sure that he stays grinded. See, it's not Osimhen yet. It's not Ademola Lookman yet. Who else again in that midfield? It's not even Dele Bashiru yet. It's still far. It's still far. So I wish him luck.
Hmm, hmm. Viral Moments says MPFL quota is marketing tool in disguise. That's why I laugh when people say we need home-based dudes. Yeah, it's something that we've touched on many times. You'll say somebody is MPFL, the person plays a couple games for the Super Eagles, all of a sudden the person has left the MPFL. Where do you start from? It's a very, very interesting one because people will keep getting there because they're MPFL, then they will leave. We've seen it with so many of them. That's one of the reasons why I'm not a big fan of a quota for home-based players in the team. Call the ones that are most deserving. Don't just call because they are playing in Nigeria. But yes, Viral Moment says he needs to be very focused too.
Mm-hmm.
He needs to be very focused. Somebody said AyoT will come for you. I did not say anything. No. I did not I did not say anything. I'm just saying what I observed.
Mm-hmm.
But yes. Shout out to Adidotun, a member of the channel. He says using Super Eagles to market players. Hmm. Hmm. Okay. Saying a lot without saying a lot. Someone said na fatherly advice. I know be anybody papa, but I'm just saying because again, it is very, very easy. It's not only a football player thing. anybody, when you reach a level that you've not reached before, it's very easy for you to rest on your laurels and get carried away and think that you have arrived. Whereas there are maybe 10, 20, 30 different levels that you can still, reach. But shout out to him. Shout out to him. Okay, Smilai, let's keep it going. Another transfer, a young player that we've been big on in the past, Ebenezer Akinsanmiro, has joined Pisa. Pisa. I don't know if it's Pisa or pizza, or I don't
Pizza.
know if
Love
it's like
pizza.
pizza, like the food.
Yeah.
But he has joined Pisa on a season-long loan from Inter Milan in the Italian Serie A. Last year, we saw him play for Sampdoria in the Serie B. Now he's going to be playing in the Serie A for a team that you can expect to have a little bit of a struggle. Maybe they can shock us, but we expect them to struggle a little because they are a newly promoted side. But Milai, how happy are you with this transfer, and what should we expect from Ebenezer Akinsanmiro this season?
Since and shout out to some people watching this video, because when he joined, I didn't know that he's going to start playing, preseason very quickly. He just sent me a text that your boy is playing against Empolio. He's on YouTube. Go and watch. Me too. I put it on one side, start watching. So I've been watching this game since made his debut. I think he probably against Empoli. I even watched today. When he played against Bayer Leverkusen in the friendly game. So, and there's one thing they cannot deny from Akinsanmiro. He's a talent. He's a player. He's a talent. So I just think that it's a new level for him. Though he's going to be playing with a team that's probably you expect, to fight relegation, similar to Southampton, of this world, the speech of this world, there. So I think that he's going to struggle, but you can see the talent there. What I just think that if he's listening, what I hope that he can work on is his defensive ability. He needs to close people down quickly. That is what about picking passes, know when to release the ball and pass and keep it simple. Ebenezer is really, really good, and I hope that it works out well. Like one of our very good friend there too called me and said that this boy don't go to Pisa now. Say, God, wait, they see my heart. I want this boy to succeed. Everybody is praying for him to succeed because we know that he can be the future of our Super Eagles midfield. So a good season for Empoli, for Pisa. My land him in Eric Chess AFCON.
I mean, AFCON is only a couple months away, so you're saying
solid 2 months.
Yeah, so okay, you're saying if he plays August, September, fire. By October, you think he can be in the mix?
By November.
By November. So we give him between now and November. And you think he can be in the mix. I'm happy for him, I'm happy for the boy. Of course, we watched him closely last season. It was a mixed bag for him. We were happy that he got signed by Perlo. When a legend handpicks you, you feel like, okay, you're going to learn a lot. Unfortunately, it did not take time for them to sack Perlo. The new coach used him, sparingly. Sometimes he will start him, sometimes he'll bring him on from the bench. But he still showed his talents in certain moments. And you cannot doubt the fact that there is a player in there.
Yeah.
But in this professional game of football, being a talented player is only half of the battle. The rest is your hard work, a little bit of luck, and all the other factors that come into play when you're in the professional game. So I really hope that things go well for them. Like we said, we expect this team to struggle a little bit, but we see it all the time. Even for a struggling team, certain players are still able to show their quality and are able to stand out and are able to attract interest from the better teams, even if their team goes down. Hopefully they stay up, but even if they go down, Ebenezer, you just need to stand out, show your quality. And maybe Inter might even say, you know what, 26, 27 will keep you to play with us. Or if Inter are not ready to keep you yet, maybe one of the steady Eddie teams, the more mid-table teams might be interested in your services and sign you to play with them. So I'm really rooting for him. He seems like a humble guy, doesn't make too much noise, just seems to be locked in and do his work. And I hope that things go well for him.
It's not posting Louis Vuitton.
So hopefully he keeps his head down, he keeps on working, he keeps on growing, and I'm excited to watch him in Italian Serie A this season. When we have a Nigerian player, regardless of the player status, playing in the top division or one of the top divisions in Europe, I'm happy about that. So I really hope that things work out well for him.
And shout out to his coach Christian Chivu, in Inter Milan. It was the coach for when he was in the youth team for Inter Milan too. It's the one that pushed for this low moon that he rates him very highly, very highly. So, and I hope that even a good performance in the first half of the season, he might push it switch into the Inter Milan squad because he's one of his main person during when he was coach of the youth team of Inter Milan. So, you never know. There's a pathway for him.
You never know. Uche, a member of the channel, says, yeah, he usually doesn't know how to defend properly. I believe at the end of the season, he would be ready. So Uche is saying maybe at the end of the season, he'll be ready for the Super Eagles. That he still needs to fix his defensive quality. Okay, that's that on Ebenezer Akinsanmiro. Moving on very quickly, Super Eagles player Chidozie Awaziem also joined FC Nantes. One Nigerian left Nantes, another Nigerian joined Nantes. Awaziem went to the USA, made a quick buck in the USA, and then now he's back in Europe, playing for FC Nantes in the French Ligue 1. In fact, he has come back to Europe and playing at a better level than he was playing when he left. A 3-year deal. Smilai, my question to you is, if Chidozie Awaziem puts in a solid few months for FC Nantes, is there a potential Super Eagles return on the cards? Or no matter what happens, Awaziem is history as far as Super Eagles concerned? What do you think?
For me, I think if he performs very well, he's not French league is the top 5 European league, so a good performance there can never go unnoticed. And he's back to his old hunting ground. He used to be here before.
Yes,
and he did well. There. But those that played with him when he was in Nantes, that moved on. He's the one that is running back to. Yeah, I think it was the teammate of there's one Brazilian. Is it Carlos? A Brazilian. He went to Aston Villa later. So I just think that he's back to his old hunting ground. French league is a better league compared to where it's coming from, the MLS. And I think that if he can start playing well, I think, because it's France, Coric Shell, I know he's going to look for a way to get him called up, to the national team. So you never know. Amazon is a good player. He's okay, but, his game dropped, when he went to, was it Croatia? He went to Croatia at one time, is it?
Was it Croatia? Yes, he went to Hajduk Split, I believe.
Hajduk Split in Croatia, and also the dark days in
Boa
Vista. Because I call it dark days because of the non-payment and everything. Yeah. Dark days in Boa Vista. So for me, I hope he can actually want to come back and do well. National team depends on Eric Shell.
Depends on Eric Shell. I'm happy for him. A lot of people were critical of him after he moved to the USA. But like you mentioned, he was in Boa Vista. They don't pay him salary. It's not USA. Somebody that will pay him salary. If possible, even give him green card. So he moved to the MLS. He did his thing there. He was actually quite good in the MLS. Like they liked him. Played for Cincinnati, played for Colorado as well. They liked him in the MLS. But now Europe has come calling again. And he has answered that call. Like you said, he's going back to his old stomping grounds. But this is an opportunity for him to revive his career because, with all due respect to him, he's one of those players that has been relatively forgotten by Nigerian fans. And like you also mentioned, if he plays in the French Ligue 1 and he plays well, you cannot go unnoticed. Eagle Tracker will talk about you. Other media platforms will talk about you if you are playing in the French Ligue 1 and playing well. So maybe, just maybe, at the age of 28, Awaziem might find his way back into the Super Eagles fold. We know that centre back, we have, Calvin Bassey, but then we also have a lot of space. We're still trying out the likes of Igor Ubu, we're trying out the likes of Benjamin Frederick. So you can come and show them, saying, senior man you be now. Say, how can this small boy just come and take your spots like that? It will be interesting to see Chidozie Awaziem if he can make a return. Of course, we know he can play centre back, he can play DM, he can play right back if you push him to play. So it could be an interesting one. I think there's a spot that he can take. It's all about whether or not he can do well enough to take that spot. And Eric Shell will definitely notice him if he plays well for his club. Viral Moment says, are we the fine Super Eagles invitation? And he's laughing. Never say never. It's never too late for anybody to revive their career. It's never too late. That's that on Chidozie Awaziem. I'm wishing him all the very best. And we will, of course, be watching and tracking his performances throughout the season. Okay, let's talk about one transfer that has not happened yet, but there's been talk around. Super Eagles midfielder Wilfred Ndidi. Already has been training in preseason with Leicester City, but has recently been the subject of transfers. We know that he had reportedly agreed personal terms with Besiktas in the Turkish Super League, but in the last days or so, maybe the last 48 hours, we've also heard that Real Betis, the Spanish La Liga side, have come in for Ndidi and looking to bring him into their squad. Smith Layi, my question for you, between Real Betis and Besiktas, which would you prefer? Which would be the better move for Wilfred Ndidi? Just for context, Real Betis finished 6th in the La Liga in 2024-2025, and they are going to be playing in the UEFA Europa League. Besiktas finished 4th in the Turkish Super League in 2024-2025, and they are in the Conference League qualifying rounds. Smith Layi, which would be a better move for Wilfred Ndidi?
So I think they lost to Shakhtar Donetsk.
No, they lost in the Europa League, so now they are in the Conference League qualifying.
There's no doubt about it. AyoT, playing La Liga is better than playing in the Super Liga. In the Super League in Turkey. There's no doubt about it. And I think that he's going to play again. He's playing with a better players, playing under a very good coach. I think the coach of Betis is Manuel Pellegrini, if I'm not mistaken.
The coach of where?
Betis is Manuel Pellegrini.
Of Betis, yes, I believe so.
Yes, Betis. So it's a very, very good, tactician, and it's a guy that can even improve him better. We have talked about issues about him not being able to stay long on the ball here. It's all about that. But if you play in Betis, maybe probably that aspect of his game can actually improve. So for me, I think going to Betis will give him better challenge, than going to Turkey. I would play against Samsung Sport, Kudala Sport, Latanya Sport. The only game that we'll be watching is against Galatasaray, against Fenerbahce, and against maybe Trabzonspor. That's it. The other ones are just Istanbul, Barakacha. No. So for me, I just think that going to Betis is a big move and chance to at least to play in Spain, a top league, before he draws the curtain, on his career.
All right. I think I will have to say it is fairly obvious that Real Betis would be a better move for him in terms of even progressing as a player still, in terms of playing under a better coach, in terms of playing in a tougher division, in terms of still maintaining your reputation as a top player in a top league. Real Betis would be the way for me. I believe that Wilfred Ndidi still wants to compete. I believe that he still wants to be in the Super Eagles. I believe that he still wants to play in top competitions. And you have all that handed to you at Real Betis. It's just for you to go there and to show yourself to be a good player and to perform at the level that we know that you can perform at. Like I said earlier, when a Nigerian player is playing in a European top league, I'm excited about that. And even though, yes, unfortunately, our best player is playing in Turkey, we have to admit that the Turkish Super League is not a league that we really care about. Even though for Osimhen, we're waiting about Turkish league for, So I really would hope if indeed he can go to Spain, he does go to Spain and play for Real Betis. Of course, this is only rumors right now. We have to wait for something to become official, and then we can get deeper into the conversation. I just think that if I were the one deciding for him, assuming that everything was equal, I would for sure say go to Real Betis, don't go to Besiktas. But we know that in this football business, nothing is ever as it seems. Nothing is ever equal. Who knows? Besiktas might be offering him 10 million now, and he might decide to go there and make even more money. So what's going towards the tail end of his career? Who knows? Different influences, different factors. Family, you be thinking about family. So many different things.
For me, I also think that is they're only waiting for a signature in Besiktas.
They're only waiting for a signature.
That means that everything is set, but it's holding back. Slightly, holding back. Maybe probably, thinking about maybe something actually could come up. So you never actually My prayer point for him is he should not go to Besiktas. It's okay. Because people just think I hate him. I like him so much. I think that Elisha likes him too. And Elisha wants him to compete at a very high level. Not to be playing under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. That is.
You like him, but you're also Loki, one of his biggest critics.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
You
yeah,
don't
yeah.
let him
Because
get away with anything.
yeah, yeah, no, because you know, it's a child that the father likes is one of the beats. That is it now. So I just think that he got so much to offer, and I don't want him just to just go there. Because from Turkey, my brother, I don't think there's any coming back up.
You mentioned when you mentioned Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, he's the coach of Besiktas. Besiktas
Yes,
also have Tammy Abraham. They also have Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain.
uh-huh.
So there's some good players that he'll be playing with over there in
But
Besiktas.
they are still the third team.
They are
Do you
still,
know? Do you know?
yes,
Do you
they
know
are
the
still the
players
third
that
team in
Fenerbahce
fact.
bought?
Mm.
The players that Fenerbahce bought.
Mm.
You know, the boy that they bought either for the Boniface is he John Duran, that Duran guy. He's
Yes,
in Fenerbahce now.
Mm.
Asensio is in Fenerbahce now, and they just got this Milan guy Skriniar in Fenerbahce.
Mm.
They are stored though. Transport is fourth.
No, Samsung Sport. Samsung Sport are finished third in this last season. Or are you saying in general?
In
Normally.
general.
Okay, normally, yeah. Trabzonspor, we still have our two Niger boys there, Nwakeme and
Who?
Anuachu.
What can I see there?
Nwakeme is still there now.
Okay.
Now you want chase and come out.
No, I didn't know. I saw him last year actually was play for Transport. I thought like, oh, maybe probably this last season. I didn't know that he's going to be there.
Okay. Okay, let's move on. Speaking of Turkey, speaking of transfers, let's move on and talk about our biggest player. But before we do, this is a final call for anyone that is on Facebook, Instagram, X, formerly known as Twitter. Switch over to YouTube now because the stream will be ending on those platforms in the next 15 seconds. Please, if you are not on YouTube, join us on YouTube right now. Just search for Eagles Tracker. That way we can see your comments, you can engage with us, and you can enjoy the rest of the program. Please join us on YouTube right now. God bless you as you do so. And of course, anyone that's watching on YouTube, if you want us to take your comments, if you have a question to ask, if you want us to highlight your comment on the screen, please make sure that your comment is accompanied by a super chat. Please make sure your comment is accompanied by a super chat. That way we can highlight your comment on screen. I see that I have a question from Ikena Bonaventure, but he did not send a super chat, so we cannot deviate from our regular programming to take your question. That is just unfortunate. So please make sure that your question is accompanied by a super chat. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Be a member.
Or join the channel as a member. Yes. Membership costs money as well. I just would say that. Okay. Turkey. Our best player, Victor James Osimhen, has officially joined Galatasaray on a permanent deal. The transfer saga that seemingly was never ending has finally ended. And what an underwhelming end to the story. This feels like watching Squid Game. Squid Game season 1 was so exciting. Squid Game season 2, you're like, okay. Squid Game season 3, the end. That's like, so a baby one. Okay, move on. Sorry for anybody that has not watched. That's a spoiler. But that's how it feels following this Victor Osimhen saga. I was so excited about it in the beginning. Season 2, you're like, okay, season 2 is not too interesting, but we liked season 1, so we'll still follow season 2 and give them a chance. Season 3, you're like, okay, so last he went to Galatasaray for the biggest amount of money. Okay. For me, I don't know why. I know that Osimhen is like a mini god now in Nigeria, but I don't know why people are so scared to say what is the truth and what is obvious to everybody, that he joined Galatasaray because they offered him the best financial package. I mean, he was very adamant about the fact that he's not going to lower his wages. I'm not saying he should have, but obviously money was at the forefront of his mind. He also did not want to go to Saudi, so that was why he didn't go and take the million bucks in Saudi. But he had other options that he could have taken, and he didn't take them. Smith Layi, I was personally underwhelmed by this transfer. How do you feel now that Osimhen is permanently a Galatasaray player for the next couple of years, at least on contract? And do we need to start saying, oh, he should score 40 goals this season? Like, are we actually? Do we care about this season? What do you say?
I don't think I really care now, but I'm happy that he got at least signed for a club. So at least you have a place to stay. Is after you have a place to stay, you can compare maybe the roof is leaking or there's rat in the house. Or at least you have a club. You escape. I think probably a war zone, because for me, I think Napoli betrayed him in so many areas, and I think that for his mental health, the best place he could go now is Gala. That's where they love him so much. So, you said something that went for the money. There's no longer a news again. That's actually what it went for the money. It went for those that actually what offered him, big bucks. So, and Nagasari, and he has the right too, because football career is very short. If they can be offering these boys, the boy in Newcastle, say they want to get 300K. Look at Gyökeres, Sesko, saying they want to get this money. What is stopping you from offering Victor Osimhen that same amount of money? So you want him to actually have a pay cut. So which prestige does Man U have that will go there and go and get a pay cut? Is Man U a big club? Is Man U a big club that I would say I want to get a pay cut? A club that finished is this a 16th or so, I mean 15th or so in the Premier League, and I'm not going there to go and play kicker. I'm going to play with Onana. See, no, you have to. I'm playing with Harry Maguire. See, the issue is this: Man U should do their best to sign Victor Osimhen. Not Victor Osimhen should do his best to sign for United. It's not attractive any longer. It's not the United of Ronaldo, of Wayne Rooney again. So for me, I'm happy that he said that he's not joining United because they asked him to lower his wage. For me, I think Chelsea moved on from Victor Osimhen. So I don't think that they even wanted to get him this summer. I think they moved on from Victor Osimhen. And also, I don't know who else again, but I heard the news today from Gary Lineker.
Yes.
That some clubs said that.
Like, hold that thought, because I was going to get us into that as well.
So let me just wrap up this one. He went because of money, and I'm happy that he got his money. Man, you go and finish your 17th.
Okay. Bayer Moment says our players know they learn. Don't stay to watch all the seasons. If season 2 bang, they go elsewhere. See Ademola, see Ndidi. When Ndidi was getting big offers, he for just sit down. They play EFL. I think it means EPL. But yeah, that moment is saying no more. If 1-2 seasons bang, just move on. You don't need to see how the story ends. For this Victor Osimhen one, look.
Sorry, AyoT, before you go continue, you are mentioning super chats. You're mentioning like season 1, season 2. Don't be like Anshio, the big Anshio of Tottenham Hotspur. Season 1, season 2, season 3 is better. The Saka
before season 3 starts.
Continue. Yeah.
But yeah, honestly, this thing's overwhelming for me. See, again, the whole financial part of the deal was very complicated. I objectively felt like what Osimhen was asking for was too much, honestly. I know everybody thinks that Osimhen has this pedigree and all these things, but especially in the Premier League, there's a certain number of factors that Osimhen did not have. Osimhen has only had one season in the top flight where he scored more than 20 goals. That was the Scudetto season with Napoli. Nobody is really going to look at what he did in Turkey and say that that is proof that he's worth any X amount of money that he's asking for. It was proof that he's still a top striker, but it wasn't proof that he's a top striker to the point of demanding what the likes of Salah are earning after proving themselves in the Premier League for a large number of years. So that's why I felt like his demands were a little bit excessive, because what he was demanding was on par, if not higher than what some of the players that have played in the Premier League for 4 or 5 years and have earned that amount of money are getting. And I also felt like if any team gave him that money, it was going to change the direction and going to change the shape of the club's wage bill for a foreseeable future. But at the end of the day, Osimhen felt like he was worth a certain amount and he did not want to take less than that. I give him kudos for that. It's not very easy to stand your ground when faced by these big clubs, when big money is in the conversation. So he stood his ground. He made a decision for himself. I just think that from a football point of view, the decision is going to hurt. For a personal, financial, mental health point of view, decision is going to favor him. He's going to make good money. He's going to be happy. He's going to be able to take care of his family. Any projects that he wants to run, he's going to be able to run those projects with relative ease. But from a football fan's point of view, we're not going to see our best player in a good league. We're not going to be paying that much attention to him. He's never going to be in a Ballon d'Or conversation because he scored 30 plus goals in Turkey. Hopefully they can at least make the knockout round of the Champions League, but you don't expect more from Galatasaray at that level. It's going to be unnerving from a football point of view. However, I love Victor Osimhen. If you've been following English Tracker for a long time, when I interviewed him, you know that Osimhen and I have a shared bond, a shared connection, because I saw Osimhen, before he even had, or before he could have dreamt of the kind of fame, attention, money, everything that he has now. And I really like him and support him because of that. There's just many different things that have come into play, and one of the things that potentially came into play was what Smith Layi was alluding to, and I have the video here for us to watch so that we can look at it, we can hear what was said, and we can talk about it properly. But before I play that video, let me just read this comment from Real K. He says, I wouldn't be watching Gala next season as Turkish league isn't attractive to me. I watched last season only in anticipation of Osimhen making a big move. That's a very interesting point. A lot of people watched it last season to see how he did so that he can get that big move and they wouldn't have to watch it again. But the fact that he's staying now, Real K here is saying he is not going to watch them again. He'll probably just be waiting for the post on English Tracker to see how Osimhen has done. Maybe he would watch in the Champions League. But going over to the comments that were made recently on the Rest is Football podcast, England legend Gary Lineker, when posed with the question by Micah Richards, he had something to say about what potentially stopped some big teams from signing Victor Osimhen. Let's hear what he has to say.
Absolutely brilliant for Napoli. I mean, he was sensational for that season. I do hear on the grapevine that a reason one or two of the clubs are a little bit nervous is that he sometimes can go missing for a few days. So apparently there's some kind of slight question mark as to his character in that sense. But whether that's true or not, I wouldn't confirm it, but that's what someone that's quite close to one or two big clubs and agents and stuff like that. But
well, if that's true, that makes sense then. But
because he does seem strange, doesn't it?
Correct.
He's never ended up at one of the giants because he's talent-wise.
Exactly. Exactly.
So Gary Lineker said what he heard from someone that is close to the big clubs, big agents, is that Osimhen could sometimes go missing, and essentially he's just alluding to Osimhen potentially having character issues, and that is why some clubs did not want him in their team. Smith Layi, how do you feel about that?
If I say that I've not heard this thing before, I'm lying. And because I knew that he should be joining Arsenal now. And some people that are listening here will probably say that I'm saying the truth. He should be joining Arsenal here. Before Edu left, I think they are trying to get the deal done. But this is not confirmed though. I'm hearing that I heard that maybe probably they did some investigation too. That Atlanta played with some Nigerian players before, just to ask some few questions, about what can actually what be. But the problem is, I don't think that Victor Osimhen goes missing. I don't think so. I think what you're referring to was that when he was spraying money, he said he's not back in Napoli. You remember that video when he was spraying money? He's not back yet and things like that. I don't think that there's an issue with that. But, I've been hearing this story about his character, him going missing and everything, him trying to talk back in training. I'm hearing those type of things, on a regular basis. But, when you want to pick on you, they pick on you. Everybody cannot be Lookman, that does not talk. But it's just sad that, that is how they look at Victor Osimhen. But for me, I think Victor Osimhen is a true professional, and I think that he deserves our support.
It's a very big thing if clubs are talking about you in that manner. We as Nigerians, we back our own always. We say that some of these things don't matter. Even when he came out and bashed his coach, some people still supported him and said he can do no wrong. But it appears that these things can catch up with you. I know that from a personal financial point of view, you might say, well, I didn't lose anything. I'm getting even more money. I'm playing, I'm still a star. But from a football fan's point of view, I always say I look at things purely from a football fan's point of view, because whether they pay the player 1 billion or not, I don't get a single dollar or single kobo out of it. So I have the money for the player does not it doesn't come as a factor in my thoughts. I simply talk about it from a fan's point of view. It's rather unfortunate if our best player has been looked at like this. Like you mentioned, Smith Layi, if I also come here and say I've never heard things like this before, I'm lying. Even I personally spoke to an agent who, without revealing who the agent is, an agent who works with Premier League players. If I talk, I want to say something else. If I talk so much, people will know who I'm talking about. But he has worked on some of the biggest deals this summer as well. And the agent told me that, see, guy, people don't trust Osimhen's discipline and character. But if a Nigerian says it, other Nigerians will tell you in a bad belly that you're supposed to support your own. But if you cannot say the truth to your own, how does your own fix the issues that he might have? And I think that with Osimhen, people need to be real with him. You are a superstar. Nobody can take that away from you. You are one of the best strikers in the world. Nobody can take that away from you. But if there are character questions, if there are things that are making people not want to be aligned with you, you need to fix those things. Evidently, not everybody's as desperate as Galatasaray. As desperate as you might say that Arsenal are for a striker, they were not desperate enough to pay big money to somebody that they felt like could bring some bad blood or some bad energy. As desperate as Manchester United are, and they are still very desperate, they were not desperate enough to take a chance on Victor Osimhen. Chelsea were not desperate enough to take that chance. It just means that behind closed doors, not the best things are being said about you. And Gary Lineker has come out to say this. And I have to believe Gary Lineker, because I feel like Lineker has no reason to lie. It's not like, he has any personal interest in Osimhen's transfer or he's friends with Osimhen. They've probably never spoken, never met. He's just saying what he's been told. And you heard the other people on the panel, they said, well, it makes sense because his talent is too much for nobody to be looking in his direction, for there to not be a bidding war. And I know that Osimhen is happy at Galatasaray, very happy. But I also would imagine that he doesn't want to spend the rest of his career at Galatasaray. I want to imagine that he still has big dreams and big hopes and big ambitions. Like he did, we heard him speak as a youngster. He had big dreams and big ambition. Mm-hmm. I want to believe that money has not made him forget about those ambitions. Mm-hmm. Because he can still have and achieve those things while making money. Mm-hmm. So I really hope that anything that needs to be fixed is fixed. His agents, his team, if he has one, they need to fix his reputation behind the scenes. Osimhen gets streets, nobody can doubt that. Twitter, Nigerians, all the people that he has flown to different games, to different
very dark man, yes.
They are all these people, they will fight for him. Mm-hmm. But those are Twitter people, those are not the boardroom people. Mm-hmm. Those are not the people that make decisions. Those are not the people that move the needle. Mm-hmm. Those are people that make noise on social media. And he needs to have noise beyond just social media, beyond just Eagles Tracker, beyond just Gun Football, beyond just the Nigerian influencers or the Nigerian people that support him regardless of what happens. Because again, none of us are involved in these decisions that are being made. None of us are in these boardrooms. I like Victor Osimhen. I think he's a fantastic player. But when I heard this, I was like, wow. For Lineker to come out and say it must be really something. But I wish him all the best, man. I really wish him all the best. I hope that he has a fantastic season with Galatasaray. Yeah. I will be watching because I don't have a choice, really. I will be watching. And we'll see how it goes. And by the way, I might buy Osimhen's jersey because I saw the Galatasaray away jersey. It's a thing of beauty. So I just might be purchasing it. Yeah, go on. Yeah.
And you just said it. What you're saying is like a lot of people actually would say. I think you are right because what we all know about the issue of character of Victor Osimhen. What I just want to say basically is this: Luis Suarez bites somebody. His reward was to move to Barcelona. Yes, now the reward with Barcelona move. But he was fighting in that Milan. The rest rewarded him with a Manchester City move from there to Liverpool. We have seen these things before. So some of these people, when they don't like a particular player, I think they just try to add some few things to it too.
But like, so sorry, two things that I would say. One, you're right with the examples that you just gave. Maybe you might say that times have changed a little bit. Things are under a lot more scrutiny now than back in the day. Back in the day, if clubs made decisions that were not necessarily the right decision, it was easier to get away with it now than now, where everybody's going to be on social media making noise about it. There's going to be so much bad PR, maybe. But also, you factor in Osimhen's wage demands as well. It's not only that you think a player has bad character, it's that you think a player has bad character and wants to come in and be by far your highest paid player. What do you say?
I know that you are I know maybe you are in Man U boardroom. That's what you are thinking, right? Because I think that is what they are probably thinking, that you can't be coming here to tell us what we should do. And it's now this thing. It's gonna show what alter the dressing room slightly. And it can be slightly what be imbalanced. If you remember what Ebenezer said about Victor Osimhen, said that you can't come and tell us that you have to play for your own terms. We also have to decide ourselves too. Madagascar was desperate to get Victor Osimhen. We just realized that I better go and get a Temu Victor Osimhen. João Pedro, I'm sorry to say, João Pedro is a very, very good player. I think that you're a Chelsea fan. You're not City. I just think that he needs to work on these days, and I believe that now it's a challenge for Victor Osimhen. He should go and boss the Turkish league. Then try your best, qualify Nigeria for the World Cup. The good World Cup is moving next summer.
With a good World Cup, he'll be on the move.
Yes.
Okay. Let me quickly take some super chat comments. Viral Moment says, even if he scores 50 goals, LMAO, it ends nowhere. Gala would love to have him for like 2.5 seasons. Sir. Viral Moment also says, if he said, talking about Galineka, I do hear, then it is true. Believe him. Hearsay for these guys are usually true. It does seem strange that he hasn't joined a big club. And he said, go missing may be figurative more than literal. So when he says go missing, Viral is saying, no be saying they boycott training or maybe he just disappears, that it may be more figurative than literally going missing. Okay. Let me see. I see a lot of comments. People are telling me things, but you guys are not accompanying the comments with the right, this thing. So I can't really take them on the screen. Somebody disagrees with me, fine. You're free to have.
But
disagree with the super chat so I can debate you. But you have, I don't force anybody to have my opinion. You're free to see it how you see it. I just try to see it the way my objective brain kind of looks at it. Uchechuku says it is a management issue, branding issue, and it's going to be difficult for him to end in a big club. Let's be honest. He's next up, Saudi Arabia. Uche, are you a prophet? Are you an oracle? Uche says it's a management issue. It is a branding issue. It is going to be difficult for him to end in a big club. Let us be honest. His next stop is Saudi Arabia. Do you think he's from Turkey to Saudi?
I don't think he's going to go to Saudi Arabia. I think he still wants to play in top European league. I think a good AFCON on the World Cup will see Osimhen probably be on line again.
I'll be surprised if he joins Saudi next. I also think, like Smith Layi said, in the next year or two, with the right level of performances, going to the World Cup, I think he can definitely get a move.
Good move, yeah.
Maybe not the money that he's looking for, but a move. Because honestly, I will be surprised if next season somebody gives him the money that they refuse to give him now. But maybe Osimhen is also betting on himself. Maybe he's also saying, you don't want to pay me a bit? Okay, watch what I'll do. And then when I play this season and I do very well and I play in the Champions League and I score 10 goals in Champions League, and when I play for Nigeria and I go to the World Cup, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe he's looking at it that you will have to pay me what you want to pay me. A Nigerian player just took a chance on herself and it is about to pay off for her. Talking about Rashidat Ajibade. She had offers before the WAFCON, but she felt like the offers were not meeting what she wanted, not just financially, but in the whole package. And she told all those clubs, hold on, I'll go to the WAFCON. I'll play at the WAFCON. And when I come back, you will have to give me a better deal. and she went to the WAFCON and was player of the tournament. And now all those clubs, they do have to give her a better deal. One of the clubs even came to Morocco trying to beg her to sign there. She said, "No, I'm not signing anything yet. Wait for the season. I'll wait for the tournament to end." And now, whichever club she signs for is going to be a better offer than they offered her before the tournament. So maybe Osimhen is taking a chance.
You want to give us hints of where she's going? Not
Europe.
yet.
Europe.
Okay.
She's not going to leave Europe. I'll say that. Nothing has been agreed. No contract has been signed yet. But she's not going to leave Europe. She has good offers from good teams in Europe. I don't want to say too much more before Rashidat calls my phone, but but I will say that she's going to stay in Europe. Okay, that's that on Victor Osimhen, man. We wish him all the best. We love him. Some will watch, some wouldn't watch. I will watch, and I'll be letting you guys know how Osimhen is.
I will still watch. Don't have any choice, so not to watch.
Yeah. Okay, Victor Osimhen, Galatasaray. That is that on that. Of course, feel free to let us know your thoughts in the comments. Okay, moving on very quickly. Let's talk about another Super Eagles player. He goes by the name Victor, another Victor. Victor Boniface. Victor Boniface, of course, we know that he has had an eventful year. You know, from being a key player for Bayer Leverkusen, from getting extremely tempted by a big move to Saudi Arabia. He has spoken publicly about that move.
Tempted. He faced temptation. He's not tempted.
He packed his bags. He was at the hotel. He was waiting.
He's not temptation again.
You know, they moved. They chose somebody else ahead of him, and then he has been stuck at Bayer Leverkusen since then. Flamengo under 20, he played in that game in preseason. He played against Bochum from the bench. He played against Fortuna Sittard from the bench, and he played against Pisa.
How many minutes?
From the bench. Against who?
Against Pisa.
Oh no, he did not play against Pisa. Sorry, he did not. It was unused against Pisa. He came off the bench in the Bochum and Fortuna Sittard matches. He didn't play against Pisa. So it looks like another season is coming. A new coach for Bayer Leverkusen, and Victor Boniface is yet again going to be a substitute player. Smith Layi, this is a guy that we know that has also had his fair share of struggles with the Super Eagles of Nigeria. Coming into an AFCON tournament, potentially World Cup year, being on the bench. Yes, in the German Bundesliga. Is that going to be something that can play against Victor Boniface? Should he be looking for a move away from Bayer Leverkusen? What do you think?
He already got his back against the wall. I will not lie to you. You know, if you go and watch the Flamengo game, he was unfit. I said it here. It's not. See, I don't know if you talk about the He's fit now and ready for the year. But look at Boniface against Bochum. You're talking about. I don't know if he was injured though. He did not. It doesn't look as if he's fit. That's the reason. I don't know. See, some people you have to understand your body more than I don't know. More than even your physio. I don't know. Because he's not fit. He's not ready. That is the problem. They are using the Cameroonian boy that they brought to their youth team ahead of him. The Cameroonian boy they brought to their youth team is ahead of him now. So it's just sad. I think he's starting this season the way he ended last season. He ended last season very bad. I think last season he was on streaming. He said he was streaming. He got to a stage that he wasn't playing at all last season. And this season again is about to start on the same note again. I don't know what is happening with Bayer Leverkusen. Maybe the transfer is already on its way. But for a player that is going like 6 months now, has not even proved himself at all at his feet, it's going to be hard for clubs to want to gamble, on him a lot. So, and it's just very sad. It's very sad. He's a very talented player. He's a player I like so much. But it's just unfortunate that this is actually what's happening frequently. And I think, he needs to work hard for him to get to the level we used to know him to be.
Oh man, Victor Boniface, my friend. I like Victor Boniface. He's someone that I know personally, someone that I've done some work with as well in the past when he was still in Belgium. Of course, got a lot of limelight, got a lot of praise, leading Bayer Leverkusen to the Bundesliga title, leading them to a Europa League final, and then unfortunately things not continuing that same trajectory. I like the guy. I think he has a lot of quality. I think he's a good player. I think he's talented, technically gifted. But like I said earlier on today's show, a professional football, talent is never enough. Talent is half of it. The remaining half, work ethic, coaching, luck, and other factors. Victor Boniface, man, it's time for you to lock in. It's time for you to lock in. If you want to start Bayer Leverkusen, you need to make sure that you are doing everything to be the number one guy there. Otherwise, leave. It's a tough time. Pressure makes diamonds, but people also crack under pressure.
Yeah.
Are you going to crack or are you going to be a diamond? If he locks in, does everything that he needs to do from a personal, professional point of view, I think Boniface can get back to the top of his game and can become a player that Nigerians start to respect again, because a lot of Nigerians have lost their respect for him. But he needs to lock in. I understand you, Boniface. You are a funny guy. You are a jovial guy. You don't care what people say. But at the end of the day, you as a professional footballer, you have to care what people say. You cannot live your life saying, I don't care, I don't care, I don't care. When things are not going well, people don't want to see you not putting in the effort. And it doesn't mean that you are not trying, but they want to see you keep on trying until things start to change. If anything, you balance it out. Let us see the personal work that is being done. Let us see the behind the scenes, the effort that you are putting. Since Layi is saying, oh, he's not fit. Somebody that lost his spot in the team, we don't expect you to be coming to the new preseason unfit. We would have thought that you'll be behind the scenes working hard, getting ready to come and stamp your claim as the number one. Tell Patrick Schick that yes, you're my guy, but I'm coming for this shirt and I'm going to bench you. And work towards it. You can still be a jovial guy. But when things are not going well, people receive these things differently. I really hope that he locks in. I hope that he can get back to the top. Because I watched this guy play in Norway. I watched him play in Belgium. I watched him play in Germany. And he's a very good player. But then maybe his head got swayed a little bit. Maybe he lost a little bit of focus. I say maybe because I don't know for a fact. What I know for a fact is that the results and the performances haven't been the same. And I want him to get back to that level that he was. Some people in the comments said, oh, his fluke has finished. I don't think it was a fluke. If it was just one season, I can say yes. But he did it at different levels as he was growing. Norway, yes, low league, went to Belgium, a better league, did it again, went to Germany, a better league, did it again. But like I said earlier, when I was talking about Papa Daniel, there's some people that get to a certain level and then they feel comfortable. And they don't continue grafting and grinding as if it was when they were still hungry and broke. Who knows? Maybe he got a little bit too comfortable. Who knows? But I want him to tap into that mentality when he was still looking for food to eat, when he wasn't able to take care of his family yet, the way he was working, the way he was grinding, the mentality that he had, he needs to tap into that again. Yes, he's never going to be broke again in his life. But he needs to act as if he's looking for Sunday lunch.
He can't be broke? Okay. Continue.
He needs to act as if he's looking for Sunday lunch. He needs that mentality to be right. Lock in. Forget all the outward distractions. You can still do what you want to do, but do it behind the scenes. Project the positives and get back to the top of your game. I want to come here and say, look at Boniface has scored 20 goals this season. I don't hate you. Smith Layi doesn't hate you. Nigerian fans don't hate you. But you know that football fans are very fickle. When things are going well, they back you. When things are not going well, they banter you. That's just the nature of football fans, especially in 2025. I wish Victor Boniface all the best. Do I think he should leave? No. I don't want to just encourage everybody to run when things get tough. There's a saying that when the going gets tough, the tough gets going. He needs to show us that he's tough and that he can get going. And I hope that he can earn that shirt. Even if he starts as a sub, when you come on, play with intent, score a couple goals, and maybe with the right bounce of the ball, with the right stroke of luck, you can get the starting shirt, and then you seal and hold on to it. Those are my thoughts on Victor Boniface. I wish him all the best.
So I also wish him all the best. We don't hate him. I want to ask you a question, AyoT, before we move on from Boniface. Do you think replying all these tweets, do you think is also distracting him? Because somebody said that we know that Boniface will never drop money. Why is he replying that type of person?
See, again, I don't think that replying tweets per se distracts a person. But I think that when you are doing all these things that are unnecessary and things are not going well, they get highlighted more. Do the necessary things. Leave the unnecessary things alone. You can reply to it if you want to, but it is not necessary for you to reply to it.
Yeah.
So leave the unnecessary things alone. All the Snapchat banter is not necessary. All the Twitter banter is not necessary. What is necessary is for you to train hard, work hard, deliver on the field, and let people see that you are a top professional. That is what is necessary. When you do the necessary things, you will get back to the top of your game. And when you start to do those unnecessary things at the top of your game, nobody will critique you for it. But right now, those things will be placed under a microscope.
Yes.
Football players cannot train 24/7. It's impossible. They are human beings too. They have downtime. But you don't have to use the downtime in public, especially when things are not going well. Let me quickly take some super chat comments. Viral moment talking about Osimhen said AFCON, Golden Boot and MVP tournaments plus trophy and a good World Cup, then La Liga will call. Watch. So he doesn't think that Osimhen will end up in Saudi like the way Uche said. Viral moment also says that Boniface is another player that is playing it too safe. He still won't watch 5 seasons. Okay, so he's saying he should leave now before he gets to season 5 and they don't kill your character finish by season 5. He also says Iheanacho is looking sharp. I'm surprised the new coach at Seville may favor him. And Iheanacho is an example of a player who knew that he was very, very close to rock bottom. And he knew that he needed to lock in. He saw that he started posting more of his off the field training. So that we see that he's working hard, he's training hard. Because you can be training hard, but if people don't see it, they assume that you're not. And that's what I'm saying about Boniface. Show us the necessary things. Don't show us the necessary things. Show us the personal training. Show us the extra work. Show us the personal development. And then when things are going well, you can start to banter again and nobody will even complain. Okay, more comments here. Uche says, did you see Kofane today? Boniface is going to chop bench. Layi is right. He needs to work on his physique and forget about Super Eagles too. Okay. Today is not for Boniface Super Eagles conversation, so I don't want us to dive deeper into that.
This is coming out very soon, so we'll talk about that one.
Yeah, when the list comes out, or we're closer to it, we'll talk about it. Viral Moment says mindset comes to play. Watch that podcast episode where he spoke about the Saudi move. His tone speaks loud of too much comfort. He's playing it too safe, man.
Yeah, he's right. Viral is right. Too much comfort. You can see, we need to talk about that podcast, but you don't want to go that what it matter.
Too much comfort. I hear that, Sha. Again, that's why I said a player can get to a certain level and feel like things are going well, so they stop putting in the effort.
Let me give a shout out to Osman Saddam. Canada contingent. We were together in Manchester. He said he wants to see me, and we were together in Manchester. So shout out to him. He's in the comment section. Shout out to Saddam.
It's some people that have had a lot of success. They say it is not so hard, or it is easier to get to the top than it is to stay at the top.
Yeah.
Because when you get to the top, you can start to feel comfortable. You can start to feel that you've arrived. Your hunger dies. How do I convince a man that is making maybe 3-4 million a year that things are not going too well for him. He will just look into his bank account and he will smile.
I want to ask you a question.
But
to make money and to maintain the money, which one is that?
to make money is harder than to maintain.
No, to maintain the money.
No, so like I can't even lie. I've worked with okay, maybe let me say to maintain the money is hard at a certain level. If you achieve, now we're going into business talk. If you achieve a certain level of wealth, the world is designed to keep you rich. I will tell you that. At a certain level of wealth, if you run down from that wealth, you have to have made many extremely bad decisions. Because people that have reached a certain level, they have access to too much money that they can have a second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, 10th chance if things don't go well. I've worked with people that are worth hundreds of millions of dollars. And I've seen them build businesses without spending a single dollar of their own. They put in money if they want to put in money, but they have access to millions of dollars that banks are offering to them because they've achieved success before and they feel like they can achieve success again. And if that doesn't work out, they can go and take out another loan somewhere. They have things to fall back on. But obviously, if it's a million is small. To keep a million is harder than to earn a million, especially your mentality matters. Your mentality matters. Okay, let us move forward. Shout out to Victor Boniface. A couple more topics to talk about and then we'll wrap up for today. Of course, if you want to give us your thoughts, get ready so that you can come on and share your thoughts with us. Smith Layi, I want to talk about a player that we spoke about a lot this past season, and he has started this new season quite well. I'm talking about Philip Otele. Philip Otele, player for Basel in Switzerland, scored his first 2 goals of the season and won the Man of the Match award. After joining Basel at the second half of last season, he had a fantastic year with them, won trophies with them. Do you think that this player in 2025/2026, does Philip Otele have a chance of breaking into the Super Eagles squad? What do you think?
Good Champions League, maybe probably qualify for the Champions League. Good Champions League performance. I think he can show what's great, but scoring in the Swiss League, I don't think it's enough to earn a call of the Super Eagles. He's a player that I like a lot. He's a player that we discussed about him several times. He's a player that can do even more than what he's doing now. Remember that there was this, audio Brighton move, that they never materialized. But it's a guy that can still perform better than what he's doing now. Super Eagles might be too early for him because the trial was in London. He didn't come for the trial. So it is very hard. If you don't make that trial, that London Cup, it's going to be very hard for you to make the half one, in my opinion. I just think that since they didn't consider him for that London trial, I call him trial, not Unity Cup. I just think that he's going to be slightly hard. I just think that if he can do well in the Swiss league, he needs to move to the French league and start doing the same thing too. They'll consider him. AyoT, let's be honest with ourselves. A lot of strikers ahead of him.
Well, he's not quite a striker. He's a forward. Can play from the flanks. So competing with the likes of Samuel Chukwueze, the likes of Ademola Lookman.
Because he's not a flank player again.
Well, under Eric Shaw, he's not quite a frank player, right? But I mean, I think it's going to be a tough one. But if with the right PR, with the right people pushing for him, his name getting into the right conversations, who knows? Maybe he can have a chance. But I think it's a combination of things. It doesn't only depend on his own performance. I think it also depends on the performances of other players. He needs to be doing very well. Other players need to be not doing well or maybe injured. And then if the ball bounces in the right direction for him, then he can get the opportunity to play for the Super Eagles. But he started the season well. Hopefully he can continue. If he can give us 20 goals, 10 assists, who knows? It can be a big conversation for maybe the end of the season. End of the season is World Cup. So if he can
do you think that he can still move this summer?
This summer, I don't think it's happening this summer. Maybe January. I don't think it will happen this summer. Maybe January. Or unless when the season starts, maybe a team starts to struggle and they're looking for somebody desperately, maybe. you know.
Well, I'm hearing like I'm hearing one team, El She.
In Spain.
He just got promoted. How are you? He just got promoted now. I'm hearing El She. Maybe I don't know, but I don't think he should go to El She. It's better for him to stay where he is now.
Stay where he is. You know, let's see how the season starts. The season unfolds. Have a good half season. Maybe in January, a better offer can come for him. Wishing him all the best. Smith Layi, what will a summer be without transfer drama? One transfer saga finally ends. Another transfer saga begins. Ademola Lookman. Frustrated, upset, annoyed, angry. So many different adjectives that you can use to describe him. Ademola Lookman has handed in a formal transfer request and has also made a public statement essentially asking to be freed from the shackles of Atalanta. In a statement, he alleges mistreatment, alleges broken promises, and alleges that the club is refusing to accept offers that are in the realm of what was previously agreed upon.
Yes. I want to talk about that.
Atalanta have come out and have said that he too is also trying to break a promise. That he promised that he would not wear the jersey of another Italian club. Or at least if you want to wear the jersey, it's not directly from us to that team.
It's the same jersey now.
It's the same jersey. So Lookman is saying broken promises. Atalanta is saying, well, Yusuf, you want to break a promise that you made. We've also heard that they need Inter Milan to better the offer to 50 million for them to actually even consider it. Some Nigerians have said, free Lookman. Some people have said, how can Atalanta actually sell him for less than 50? If a 27-year-old Luis Diaz is going for 75. If Nonso Madueke is going for 55. That even Intercept supposed to up their offer. Some people say it's because of his age. Some people say it's because of his contract situation. Smith Layi, Atalanta or Lookman, where do you stand in this debate or in this fight? What are your thoughts?
You know, we cannot pretend that we don't know the character of some of our players that we have. At least, if we are not really very close to them, at least we know what they can do. You mentioned something that it broke there was an agreement. Atlanta, they are mentioning 50 million euros now. So that's in the region of 44 to 50. If they see, they will let him go. Like within that, but not less than 40 million euros. But why I would not also blame Atlanta is that they didn't mention the Italian, that maybe Italian club can also pay that amount of money. So for me, I just think that what happened last year, when it was it last year or this year that the coach came after him, that told him that he missed the penalty, he's a bad penalty taker and things like that. It's already broken. The team is already not really good before. So I just think that this word is not hard. And they can sit down with Inter Milan, negotiate some bonuses with it, and see exactly what's going to happen. So let me tell you something. Atlanta, they are very stubborn. This is what they did to Coke Miner. Coke Miner left on a bad note to Juventus. This is what they will do all the time. Atlanta, they are so reluctant to sell player to a fellow Italian team. This guy was with them too now. The guy from Barcelona, Frankesi. He sold Frankesi to AC Milan. The same problem. Because they don't want you to have an advantage over them. For me, Lookman served them. Lookman gave them Europa League trophy. Look at the good old days allowing to live. And the issue is not even about Inter paying money. It's about Lookman. Lookman got 1 year left on his contract. You've mentioned different examples of this thing. See, Lookman is a Serie A proven player. It's not. You see, if you are a Premier League proven player, it's the added advantage already. So he's a Serie A proven player, and it's going. Serie A doesn't really have big money like that. It's going from Serie A to Serie A. So, I just hope that he can release this boy. We need this boy to start preseason very soon. We play South Africa in less than 4 weeks. It's what I'm fighting for. This boy needs to start kicking ball. And I'm using this medium too to tell the board in Atalanta that please let him go. I stand with Lookman. And I'm also hearing that Arsenal that they are entering the race this evening because Ebenezer is too expensive. I don't rely on Arsenal. Arsenal, they are window choppers. Yeah, they just check a window and they leave. So for me, I just hope that Lookman can get his move.
Okay. My perspective on this. It's very tricky when it comes to players fighting their clubs, man. Does Ademola Lookman deserve to move to a better opportunity, a better club? Absolutely, yes, he does. Is Atalanta obliged to make that happen for him? No, they are not. Usually, the clubs accept these terms from players. Yes, they do. When a player wants to leave, you are better off just letting a player go than to hold them against their desires. It never really works out well for either party when that happens. But Atalanta don't want to strengthen their rivals. And if they have to strengthen their rivals, they want to make money that they feel is worth the value of the player that they are letting go. They don't want to let their best player go to a team that finished just above them for less than what they feel like he's worth. I referenced Madueke going for 55. Okay, Madueke is young. Luis Diaz is 27 as well. He moved for 75. And then they will be saying, how is this guy supposed to now go for 40, 45 even, regardless of how long is left on his contract? It's easy for us because we are fans of the player to say Atalanta should do this, Atalanta should do that. But Atalanta, they are running a business now. They will look at their finances. They will look at the fact that Lookman has an agreement with them. And all those things will come into consideration. They are also saying that he promised not to join another Italian team. If in fact he did promise that, then you understand their stance a little bit. I think that Lookman made a public statement to try to apply more pressure on the club. If the public is against them, it's harder for them to keep him. But the club holds most of the cards because he's still under contract. They wouldn't want to let him leave for free in next summer. But I feel like if they show strong head enough, some people have strong head, they would rather he leave for free next summer than just bow to his terms. Some teams are like that. It's not a new thing for players to try to force their way out of the club. In fact, we see Alexander Isak trying to force his way out of Newcastle at the same time. But he's under contract, and Newcastle said, unless we get a ready replacement and we get the right amount of money, we are not allowing you go. And this is something that as much as I side with players, when you have a contract, man, you have to stick to the terms of your contract. Clubs will not want to just sit back and allow players to be able to dictate to them all the time. What is not the point of them signing contracts? If you can give a player a 6-year contract, you give him all these upfront cash as well. And then 2 years within the 6 years, he says he wants to go and you have no choice. You have to let him go. I think clubs look at all these things. Now, should players just continuously dictate the terms? So what power does the club have? And I think that right now, Atalanta are flexing the power that they have. You're under contract, but will not just let you go simply because you want to go if we're not happy with the terms that are being given and offered to us. I think, like you said, Atalanta, Ademola Lookman, his agents, Inter, they should sit down together in a room and they should try to come to an agreement that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
If it's 50 million they want, okay, Inter is bringing 42 or 45. Okay, how can we add bonuses and add-ons to it to eventually reach that amount of money? If Lookman needs to sacrifice a little bit of cash, if he wants to leave that badly, then he should sacrifice the cash.
Mm.
Because this can get way worse very fast.
Mm-hmm.
You can say, okay, you're going to be training with the youth team. They can say, we're going to take your parking spots. We're going to leave you out of certain opportunities that might have earned him some extra money based on the terms of his contract. And he doesn't want that to happen. Nobody wants to not play football as a player, especially if you are fit.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that they should just come together, try to find an agreement that makes sense for every party involved.
Yes.
He has made it public, so now it's going to be hard for him to go back. But you know the unfortunate part of the whole thing? If Atalanta say, my guy, you are playing first game of the season, he has no choice, he has to play. If he says he's not playing, they will fine him. Then they will have reason to really withhold cash from him, and then it will hurt him more than he's already hurt.
Mm-hmm.
So they should just agree. Just come together, sit down, and find an agreement. It is business. Business is not always rosy and happy and everybody is excited. Sometimes in business, you have to have tough disagreements, tough conversations. And this is one of those tough moments. I feel like the reaction from Nigerians and from the Super Eagles social media was a bit exaggerated because you make it sound as if they are maltreating him, they are keeping him hostage, they are doing this, they are doing that. Lookman is not the first player to want to leave his club and have disagreements. He's not going to be the last. It's happening to many players this summer. It's something that keeps happening. But it's not something that cannot be sorted out. They just need to come together and want to sort it out. If he's not Inter, his agency should look for other teams that are interested in him around the world.
Mm-hmm.
I wish him all the best, man. I wish him all the best. I just cannot say, oh, Atalanta is wrong. They are doing this, they are doing that. No, I see it from both sides. Maybe it's because I do business as well. And I've had people that decided not to stick to the terms of agreement. I just wanted to hop off.
Mm-hmm.
It's not ever a nice feeling. So I understand how Lookman feels. I understand how Atalanta feel.
Yeah.
As fans of the player, we're always going to want the best for the player. But some people also want you forget that the club also has people that are more loyal to the club than Ademola Lookman.
Mm-hmm.
And they also want the best for the club. The ownership of the club, they are more loyal to the club than Ademola Lookman. And they have to look after their club first.
Mm-hmm.
So remove emotion from it. Let them just come together and do what is best for everybody involved. That's what I would say. Okay, Smith Layi.
Yeah.
Final note. Super Eagles B.
Yeah.
Chan 2024.
Yeah.
They started their tournament with a 1-0 defeat against Senegal.
Mm-hmm.
A goalkeeping error.
Mm-hmm.
Senegal tap into the back of an empty net. We lose the first game 1-0.
Mm.
How do you feel about this team? How did you feel about the match? Should Nigerians have any expectations for this tournament?
You know, not really excited about the tournament. I have to be honest with you. Even CAF themselves too, they're not even happy about the tournament. They have to beg countries like Egypt, Tunisia, Morocco to present South Africa to present a team, and play this qualifier. That's why they didn't play it in February. That's why they have to play it around this time, because some did not. Some countries actually were pulled out of the tournament initially. It's the scouts that wants the tournament to take place because they want to scout players in this type of tournament. Talking about the Nigerian team now, the issue with the Nigerian team is a big thing, which I think that the NFL did not handle it well. Eric just spent some time with the team in the Kenya, and he tried to he wanted them to understand his philosophy. But these guys don't know they don't know tactics. Former Ndidi coach, Mama Amakokabo, he said something that an average MPFL player does not understand tactics. So now you want You want a guy that is not even fluent in English to come and actually explain this tactic to these players. It was obvious that the guys did not interpret the tactics in the kennel very well. So those that at least understand few things about the tactics, are the ones that NHL selected to to travel to Tanzania. So, for example, now this team does not have a natural holding midfielder. Toshuku number 12, which was he is the only midfielder in this team. You can see the way he's using 2-footed challenge. I don't know where he got that one from. So for me, I'm not just impressed about the whole thing, the whole idea of this team. And this team, I don't think we should have any expectation about this team. And I spoke to AyoT earlier today that they might not be the best players in the Nigerian league. I can tell you, AyoT, these are the best players in the MPFL. Except one or two players missing. These are the best players we have in the MPFL. So if these are the best players we have in the MPFL, look at the future. Look at the future. We don't have a good league. We don't have a good underage. If not because of the Jackpot syndrome, the diaspora-born players we have abroad, we would not be able to compete. To qualify for AFCON will be hard for us. Remove the foreign-born players for our Super Eagles. It's going to be less with. I don't want to use different bad adjective. So to tell you that this is like Africans seeing our nakedness. This Chan team is like our nakedness. A player in this Chan team, AyoT, played in the 2017 CAF Champions League. I think you're 27. AyoT, this player is 29 years of age. I don't know. Maybe it's in a different planet. But what I'm just trying to say basically is that most of them are already 40, 30 something to 40, 30 something to 40. How do you want them? What do you expect from them to do? How do you want them to learn? How do you want them to learn new things? It's hard. This is the first time I will see a winger that cannot run. A winger that cannot run in this team. For me, this is a very bad team, and shame on those that are saying we should be calling MPFL players for the Super Eagles. For me, I think they are nowhere close to being the Super Eagles material, and I think that it's a very big shame, a disgrace for the national team. And I wish Eric did not take this job.
May there no go spoiling in Greece.
In Greece, yes.
Smith Layi, so yes or no question. Should Nigerians be watching this tournament?
The issue is that Nigeria can just bring one bird from their pockets and start performing for the next game. But because it's just the first game, I just think that the evening will go good. Now from morning this year.
Okay. I wouldn't comment too much because full disclosure, I only caught the last 30 minutes of the game. I caught enough to see the goal that we considered, but I didn't see the first half. But what I saw was not exciting. What I saw, the difference did not look as coordinated as I would have loved them to look. Senegal had a couple chances in the 30 minutes that I watched. They, of course, scored one goal. I think we should be doing better. We can do better. But again, if you saw, there was a post that I think was made by 54 Football X, where they showed the ranking of all the leagues of the countries that are participating in the tournament. And of all the countries that are participating in the tournament, we have the lowest ranked league. So on paper, quote unquote, our team should be the worst team. So should our expectations be high if that's the case?
And I want to say something, please. It's like a journalist just got appointed as the sporting director of an MPFL side. Maybe I don't know what the post they gave him.
Which journalist is that? Which club is that?
It's TDSC.
Which journalist?
I think is this Oganla or something. Just got appointed.
I thought he was with Ikorodu.
No, he has moved to TDSC. He just moved to Torres. He just popped to
Sporting
Torres.
director.
But yeah, I think he's sporting director. Can correct me. And the issue is this.
Is he a journalist? He's a photojournalist. He's a photographer.
Yes. Yeah. He's the one. He's abusing and share on Twitter today. See,
he was abusing in the wardrobe, so he doesn't like anybody that is not Nigerian.
He was abusing and share. I just think that it's no longer. You're in a good position when you have given you this place to be in a very good place. You know, you don't need to be acting as if you are a baby again. You know, I just think that all those tweets are not necessary. You know, that's why I just say support this man. This is not his team. He's just trying to help you. You know, for me now, your team is to go and play Chan. What will you play there? You know, these guys are not professional players. They are amateur players. They're taking to play Chan. So
if I go and play Chan, trust me, you'll be shocked at my contribution. Okay, that's why I wrap up today's conversation, man. I'll take calls, guys. Please, everybody has 2 minutes because we're almost out of time. So just try to keep your thoughts as concise as possible. 2 minutes, and then it'll be nice to hear what you guys think. I'll start with Tim Tokwe. Tim Tokwe, welcome.
Welcome. Good morning.
Yes, good morning. Good. Yes, go on.
I'm angry with you. Yes.
Okay.
I message you on Instagram. I message. Are you hearing me?
Is it me or Smith Layi?
You. I message you on Instagram and X. You know, I reply my message.
When did you message me?
Yesterday, on Monday.
I've been away for the last 1 week. I was spending time with my family. I've not been.
That's good. Good for you. Now I'm forgiving now.
Okay. Thank you.
From you first. I know the question from both of you. Between Vinicius Junior and Osimhen, who are the bad character? Who's the character have the character between Osimhen and Vinicius Junior?
Is that a rhetorical question, or you actually want us to answer?
Yeah, that one had the question. I'm not going to answer me now. I won't answer now.
I personally don't think Vinicius has a bad character, honestly.
Okay. Well, but Osimhen has that.
I think Osimhen is a strong head, yes. I don't know if I'll call it bad character, but I think Osimhen has strong head.
Okay. The fact is that for me, in the English people, they like picking on people. When you character was worse than Osimhen when we was playing football. But because it's English, they don't say about it. That's by the way. Let Osimhen go to end his money and play football there. But the Chan English, I'm sorry. Our picture of football is very black. Very black. Those people they're overage. They can't run. They put particularly me. Oh no, we can't run. Can't chase the ball. And this guy, what they call him? Nigerian Kafu. What they call him? This just 5 player. I forget. Sosmana Sodiq. That one. You go and be clear. Go and be clear. Go and football out. So pick a cross. Pick a simple cross. Don't have foreign base now. Team can't do anything. Don't enough for our Nigerian league. It's very, very worse. Very, very worse. They go there considered. Why did the come out? Even just stay there, stay your post. Let the guy make him. The defender that make him element hero. That's by the way. That's them best of luck. That's they set him up for this job. They just want to spoil his name. That's about that. And finally, on Larry, I thought this is knowing that this guy still want to play for Nigeria. Your brother, Ademola. Is it true?
No.
It's not true.
No,
I saw it on they put on Twitter. I posted. Send me the link. They didn't reply me. They want link spot, Bean spot. I saw the link. As for that, about Lookman, I think Atalanta have trouble. The same with the Chiefs fans case. I'm not going to have to leave as the free agent to go to Milan. What Atalanta was doing last season? PSG will come for Lookman. They already are in part time saying no. And I like a man go to Juventus or Mas. So for me, he didn't want to go. The bad thing is that Inter Milan have already increased the money to 47 million euro plus 3 million in add-on today. I saw the news this afternoon. So let's wait and see. Good night, my brothers.
All right, thank you very much, Ntakwe. Thank you.
The doctor is not spending 30 seconds again.
He had a lot to say today.
Yeah, that's good.
All right, Mr. Ademola, welcome.
Well, thank you for having me. AyoT, you do so much like a momo. You don't get a mommy.
Oh my days. That is just too much.
Yeah, I think when it comes to what legend Gary Lineker said about Osimhen, we should not put emotions. The only time I had Lineker criticize his English team was that last year. And when he criticized even Gary Southgate for making that statement that he did not have substitution for Calvin Phillips, when he said that was an embarrassment to even the players on the bench. You guys, if you look, stay in UK, hardly will you see Gary Lineker condemn players. I didn't condemn Osimhen. You know, and I said the other time, I said, AFCON is also might be a factor too. Because how can you how would you want to lose your best player for like 4 weeks, 4 to 6 weeks because of AFCON? And people should not look at Lineker. There are a few players I respect. I respect some players. I know Lineker since 1996 World Cup, when won the highest goal scorer, and being the only player that never, the first player that never got cautioned throughout his career. He didn't receive any yellow card, of red card. And he'd be saying out of football, he only podcast. He did not say anything negative about Osimhen. He said what he had. So people should not see it as being being a racist. And I've been saying it. Kudos to Osimhen. In a long time, Victor Osimhen has really matured. Back then, what this guy did, Boniface, when he tweeted, Osimhen would have tweeted. But now, if you look at Osimhen the last 2 years, see that improvement with Finidi, Osimhen has calmed down. He hardly responds to stuff. Since that issue with Finidi, he hardly respond. So many years, Osimhen has stepped up. He's not matured. But I advise him to change his circle. He should please change his circle. I want the best for him. Mind you, Osimhen is the only pride of Nigerian homegrown Nigerian football that we have now. Is the only pride of homegrown Nigerian footballers that we have now.
Say for the men, because they're on the women's side. They are.
You should understand. I'm talking about men. Is the face of Nigerian football, of homegrown Nigerian footballers that we have now. I want him because, like me said, I want Nigeria to come back for the World Cup. Osimhen play well in Champions League, maybe take Galatasaray to semi-final, play at the World Cup, win AFCON. I'm telling you, bro, probably come back for him. And the way I love the man, his maturity now. He hardly talks now. You know, I love the way he's going now. You should please keep it up. I'm telling you, big close to come for him. But he needs to change his circle. On the issue of Boniface.
Quickly, sorry, Mr. Ademola.
Yeah, I think the young man is satisfied with level he is now. He's satisfied with level he is now. I saw the tweet that he responded. Why do you have to respond? As a public figure, try as much as possible to develop a thick skin. AyoT, you are not up to him now. You've learned to develop a thick skin. Ignore. Sometimes don't even look at the comments. Just develop a thick skin. On Lookman, I want the young man to please try and come to the middle ground with Atalanta. Now, because the way the way this thing is going now, this is alone. Not many players that have revolted against their club. Even the one Milan just signed from Club Road, Adon Jashari, they also revolted that he must sign for Milan. We just signed him today. This is not going to be good for the players because when the club start their own, it's going to affect the players. And they might not even sign players the way they are being signed now. So players should please take it easy. I want Lookman to move to Inter Milan. I want Inter Milan to please up the price from 45 to maybe 48 or mid 50. Lookman is worth 50. I want even worth more than 50. They should please do that. But on Chinese Eagles, let me just say it here. Nobody should come online and say we should invite home-based players to try Eagles again. Nobody should say that again. All those MPFL faithfuls, apostles, nobody should say we should invite home-based players again. What we do against Zimbabwe, so when he came like, if our home base would be Zimbabwe, now your home base cannot even beat a Senegalese team. That most of these players have just played just 2 matches in top flight football. They all came from Generation Next. To still go to play 2 matches. Nobody should please come up for home base players to invite us to again. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much, Mr. Ademola. Very passionate thoughts as always. Much appreciated. Okay, we'll take 3 more callers and then we'll call it a night, guys. Please try your hardest to keep it as concise as possible, just because we're already over our time. Humble Henry, welcome.
Yes, I greet everybody. I greet all. Let me start from number 1 person. I have to start with Akinsanmiro. It's a God gift. I'm so happy that Inter Milan want to keep him. If they like you, they will keep you. And they will keep you, they will not sell you. They will tell you to go to loan, come back, go to loan. He's learning. And I love the way he's doing his thing. And I wish him the best of luck. Yes, I'm so happy about it. He's a God gift to Nigeria. Concerning about Awaziem, Coach Eric Cho, do not invite Awaziem. Don't. Even if he's in Europe, do not. We have so many. We will not be dwelling in the past glory. There are so many people better than him. Give other people a chance. Give other people a chance. Do not. Let his chapter be over. Do not. Concerning, I don't want to talk about Osimhen issue, but what I would love to say is, what are the bad characters of Osimhen? The only thing I know is anger. Anger is not a bad character. It's a human emotion. And my happiness is, since you have been in Italy, they have not accused him of anything about immoral things.
Yes, it's not
And that is
going to
why
court.
he's
So
not
people
going to
have
court.
that.
There you go. Lookman, they have not accused him of anything. They have set up on him, you overcome it. Have you come late during training? I don't think so. I don't want to. If I insult that man, that journalist,
No.
it's a sin to me. I don't want to insult him. I don't want to, but I will keep it. It will be a shame that Galatasaray can afford 75 million. Chelsea cannot. Man U cannot. Arsenal cannot. Now, they are not terminating a bad character. Okay, I don't want to talk about that. Anything they talk, we believe. If someone can use iron in his eyes, be playing football, I don't know what they want him to do. Then, concern about Boniface. I'll be praying for him. He need help. Yes, he really need help. The only thing he need now, if he can listen, If he can listen advices, people love him. That is why everybody is shouting. If he can listen, he will be a better player. The way he's moving, let him discipline himself. Let him learn how to be sleeping 8 hours. TikTok, reduce. Church,
Larry,
reduce.
wrap up, please. 30 seconds.
Yeah, reduce. It's not in your, it's in your mouth that I know that the players, if you're going for vacation, they have to give you something to work on. Let him work on himself. He need to work on himself. I don't want him to be frustrated. And that's the only thing I will say. Lookman, I wish him all the best. Lookman issue, maltreatment. It's like a marriage. A man married a woman and you are abusing, and you want that woman to stay in that abusive or toxic relationship, or a woman is abusing a man, you want that person to remain in that relationship. No, I want to leave. I am not safe. I have served you. Allow me to go. Looking at the sixth paragraph, it's a poor treatment, which means they are maltreating him. But Lookman to put it there, he have seen Shaggy. He will not come out to say it. But for him to put it there to say people poor maltreatment, I take it serious. Thank you
Thank
all.
you very
God
much, Humble
bless.
Larry.
Thank you.
The only thing I'll add to what Humble Larry said is that even in divorce, when couples are getting divorced, they still have to sign a divorce agreement that they learn how they are going to split assets, split the custody of the children. So it's not just as easy as I'm not happy in this marriage, I'm going. There's still a lot of fights that happens when couples are splitting. So this is the fight that is happening as this couple wants to split. But yeah. Guys, two more callers, but very quickly, as quick as we can, please. I'm sorry, but we're out of time, so guys, let's try to make it quick. Munachi, welcome.
Hi, IoT, welcome back, and hi, Uncle Smith. Like,
Thank you.
yeah, so just basically other things have been said. I just want to talk about the Chan Eagles. I think Senegal deserved the victory because he played with intensity. They were aggressive right from start. I don't know what the Chan Eagles were doing. Maybe just like Uncle Smith Lai was saying that maybe they didn't understand what they didn't probably didn't get the interpretation of Eric Chell's tactics. They were just playing as if they were scared of something. That's what I saw today. I was looking at it and I was just shaking my head. But the only chance about I think it was Sikiru Alimi, but that one chance where he was thwarted by the goalkeeper. I didn't see anything. Even Chell had to even come out to say Senegal deserved it. I think they still have one more chance. I think against Sudan, if I'm not mistaken. If they get it right against Sudan, then I just wish them the best of luck. But thank you guys for the opportunity.
All right,
Thank you.
thank you very much.
I've been laughing all through because of Smith Lai. So thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Munachi.
All
I
right.
appreciate you joining us.
Thank you.
Okay, and then finally for tonight, welcome Fabian. Thank you for joining us.
Hey, it's nice talking to you guys. I think this should be my first time here. Smith Layi and AyoT, it's nice talking to you guys.
No, thank you,
Thank you
bro.
very much. We appreciate you. First time caller. Thank you very much.
Just clap
All the
for
way
us.
from Houston. Well, this is my first time calling, but this is not my first time following. I've been following you guys for a while, but I'm kind of in the background watching. Yeah. So what I want to talk about is the Chan Eagles. Man, I tuned in today to that game and I was like, is this the best Nigeria can give from our local league? I was really shocked. I was like, is this the same people Humble Henry was talking about that if they do, they should take them and go and play South Africa? Man, we are we are done if we try it. We are when he said that, when he made that statement, I was looking at him like, eh? These same guys, or is he another people he's talking about? Man, the only thing paining me about it is now people that don't like Eric Chell, I hope they don't use this as an avenue to judge him, because when I heard he was gonna be the one to take them to the tournament, I was like, why? No, he should just go and yes, he can scout or look at players from there or just sit back and watch. But taking them, I hope he doesn't put a dent on him. That's on Chan. Then with Lookman, I really don't know why we are having problems. First, it was Osimhen. an African Player of the Year. Now is Lookman, another African Player of the Year. I really don't know. And Lookman is I always like that guy. He hardly talks. You don't see anything bad about him on the media. He just come. Even when his coach, what is it, Gasperini, did that thing he did and cussed him out and all that, he came out and he was still respectful about the statement he made. So I just pray everything works well for him, and because he has been a good servant for Atlanta, giving them the Europa and all that. I just pray everything works for him, and that's all. Thank you guys for having me. I really appreciate it.
Thank you very much. Tune in next week. I'm calling as well next week.
Yeah, sure. As long as Smith Layi and both of you are here, Smith Layi is the comedian of the show. I'll be here.
All right. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much. Yeah, bye.
Thank you.
Thank you very much to everyone that has tuned in. You guys don't be strangers, man. Tune in every week. Invite your friends. And of course, call in as always. Smith Layi, before we go, I just want to ask you this question very quickly because it was on my mind as we were talking. Eric Shell, do you think this time that is coaching Chan, he could have been using it to prepare for the September games, or do you think that this is a good use of his time?
This is embarrassing. Somebody sent me a text from South Africa that he's probably watching now that NFF is getting it wrong. It is the South African that why can't this guy just be preparing? The coach of Cameroon arrived in Yaoundé today to submit his 40-man list that we use for the World Cup qualifier in September. Eric Chair is still scratching his head in Tanzania and Zanzibar, watching people dive into the water and also watching. I just think that they made a mistake of allow Ilechukwu and Gumade to handle this team. So, in fact, this is one of the worst preparation because I hope they crash out very soon. I hope they lose the game against Sudan, crash out and talk so that this guy can just come and set to and start preparing for the World Cup qualifier. Because if Nigeria qualifies for the final in China, that means that he will be flying on 31st to go and start the camp on the 1st September. Against Rwanda is on the 5th. How will he do it? So I hope that
I think I agree with you. They should have just let him focus on his team. They could have got one of the home-based coaches to coach this team.
Yeah, to coach this team, and
But don't worry, the way it's going, I don't think that he'll stay the full length. Somebody in the comments said it's like they don't want to win 100K. Even if they win, nobody's giving champ players 100K.
The spirit is willing, but the body is weak.
But even if they win, the government is not giving them. Chan is not a major tournament that you'll get the same price that the Falcons are getting or that the Tigers are getting. I'm sorry. Like, with all due respect, nobody is giving you Chan 100K bonus. Maybe 50, maybe 25. If they don't give them anything, I can donate 1 million to the team. But Naira will not be dollars. But no, I don't think they are getting that kind of money. But yeah, it's been a very fun conversation, man. We've covered a lot of topics today. I'm back, guys. So for those of you that were asking about me, don't worry. We're back to the full flow of things. Sometimes you need a little bit of a break to spend time with family, to recharge, and we have an exciting season coming up. Transfer window is still open, so we're going to still see some more deals being done. There's going to be more rumors. We're waiting for the end to the Ademola Lookman saga. We'll see how that all comes together. Rashidat Ajibade is going to join a new team. Chidozie is starting a new adventure in the UK. Smith Layi, you go and watch our matches.
World Cup qualifier starts in a few weeks.
World Cup qualifier starts in a couple of weeks. We'll be talking about the squad ahead of the time, and then of course when that is released. So stick with us, man. If you are new to the Naija FC podcast, welcome. I know we gained some followers during the WAFCON. So if you are new, welcome.
Yeah, I have to appreciate the new followers.
Yes. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for engaging with us. The WAFCON was great engagement from everybody. Lots of exciting content to come. I have interviews scheduled with some of the new OONs from the Super Falcons. I have already 3 interviews scheduled. I'm just giving all of them time to relax. Then from next week, from this weekend, next week, we'll start having conversations.
But you need to come and do a video and give your take on the question.
Maybe we'll do that. Maybe next Tuesday. If we do Wahala Day, we can do that maybe next Tuesday. I thought about Madigu. I know some people were saying, around the wardrobe this, Madigu that. I didn't want to talk about him after the tournament because I wanted to enjoy the win and not get into any bad vibes. But some things is like we have conversations, some things that I cannot say publicly. But one thing that I'll tell you guys, if you've been paying attention to all the players that have spoken about that halftime, from Michel Alozie to Rashidat Ajibade to any other player that has done an interview, Ashley Plumter as well, where they asked them, what did the coach say at halftime? If you notice, not a single person has told us what the coach said at halftime. One said, we knew that we had to fight together. One said, I remember Tochi was saying, Tochukwu was saying, nobody has told us this is what the coach said or this is what the coach did. Take from that what you wish. We'll get into it maybe next Tuesday on Wahala Day.
I don't know if you want to talk about Rashidat's speech quickly for 10 seconds.
I mean, what can I say, man? Inspiring speech, beautiful speech. Rashidat did a great job delivering it.
Because somebody called me that, I don't know if I'm allowed to say it here.
No,
somebody called me that it was the sports commission chairman that did the speech for her.
No, it wasn't the sports commission.
Yeah, that was what
I saw some people say things like that on Twitter that, I'm sure they forced her to say those things. No, they didn't. I can say this, I helped Rashidat with the speech as well. It wasn't the sports commission thing. It was what she wanted to pass across. That's why if you see in the speech, she asked for more. She said they want to do more. They need more support. You think if it's the sports commission, they will allow her to say those kinds of things? No, it was definitely not the sports commission. I saw somebody was saying it's AI. It was not AI, But I took that as a compliment that it was so good that people think that she could not have thought about it by herself, But it was her ideas. And then we put it together. She delivered it excellently.
That was not AI anyway.
She touched the right things. The Super Falcons are going through a lot. I tell you, they are going through a lot. Some of the things that I say, people tell me on social media I complain too much. If you realize that I'm only talking about 1% of the things that are actually happening, and a lot of the things that are happening, I can't say because maybe I don't have permission to say. And I just know because of the relationship that I have with some of the players. But trust me, if you've even watched the interviews that some of the players have done, they keep on talking about against the odds, fighting against despite the situations that they were met in from hotel, even though some are NFF things, some are not NFF things, but they had it difficult. They continue to have it difficult, and the players are fighting for more. They are playing with less. They are fighting for more. And I hope that more is going to be given to them soon. Don't worry, Super Falcons will not be out of the news. I can't say too much, but we will still hear about them. We'll talk about them. This is only the beginning of, hopefully, what is a new age in Nigerian women's football. Yeah. Thank you to everyone that has tuned in, man. It's been another fantastic episode. If you are watching a replay, thank you. Everybody that sent super chats, from Viral Moments to Uche, to Real K. Who else supported us? Let me just look at it quickly. To Adedotun, to Chinwendu, to Isabel. Much appreciated. Much appreciated. If you didn't send, you can still send. You can leave that as a super thanks. We appreciate you. If you are new and you are watching and you haven't subscribed to the channel, hit the subscribe button. It costs you nothing. If you haven't liked the video, please hit the like button. It is absolutely free. No dollar, no naira, no kobo is going to be removed from you. Please like the video if you haven't already. And I'll see you next week. As always, this has been the Naija FC Podcast.